I come from a different perspective. I work for architects doing estimates as an in-house estimator. And we feel like the contractors need to come along with us. In other words, before we can get our drawings much better, we need your information. And we seldom get to draw you in soon enough to help.
You hit the problem. We don't get access. Many times we're brought in so late, and then there's no, we see more and more RFPs using the IPD and collaborative and all this other stuff, but when you get the job and you get into it, it's not that. And that's the problem. I feel like I'm working on a different side of the wall from the design team, so we suffer the same frustrations.
Yeah, I think in order for us to, the scenarios that we've had the best opportunities to work in relative to success in pre-construction, specifically around model-based estimating, has always been design build. Just because you're brought on board, sometimes you're even brought on board earlier, you share the same goals and priorities for the project as the architect, and you also have the opportunity to set the BIM plan up successfully. And you can really set it up to, do we want to utilize the model for all takeoff? Do we want to use it for specific systems? Where do we want to focus? So there's a lot of good conversation and opportunity there in that type of a situation to be able to capitalize on the model. And again, it's all about efficiency on the design side and efficiency on the takeoff side, on the estimating side.
I think, one of the things too, because of my background as an architect, when I moved over to the construction side more so, I had come from a pretty good stint of doing design build projects, so I think I became kind of numb, or just that's kind of my mindset was always around design build. And so when I had to come back around to doing projects that weren't design build and work in those other formats, it's a little striking at first, because you're like, wait a minute, you're not going to ask a question? What are you going to ask? It's already on paper, you're done. And so as it relates to getting into like a true BIM project, where a lot of times we get into a project and we use BIM even though it's not a contractual requirement. It's not doing anything. It's not a requirement from the owner. Nobody's asking for it. But we know in the long term it helps us with coordination, layout, all these other things that we do, even down to the MEPs, helping them be able to do more prefab and those kind of things. But it all goes back to the very beginning of the project and getting in, and even if it's a hard bid project, if we can at least sit down with the design team and talk just eye to eye, like how can we do this job really well? Get that, it's a relationship-based industry. It always has been. It's probably not going to change tomorrow. So, how we can work together and do that better, I think, is the key to every successful project I've ever been involved with.